Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? I hope that you are great and doing strong wherever you are in the world. And welcome to today's program. Today, I've got a very fascinating topics. I'm still talking about general questions that I will use in our daily conversation or in our daily lifestyle. Last time, I talked about some different types of questions. What do you do in your free time, right? What do you do in your spare times? What do you do in your leisure time? And I asked about other questions. How can you ask somebody when somebody goes to the job, right? And when he's back from job, you can ask him or her, how was the day or how was your day? You might say that it was great, it was pretty good, it was awesome, it was marvelous. And today I'm still just keeping on from where I left off. Today I'm going to be talking about other types of questions that I would normally use in our daily conversations. Why are you studying English or why are you learning English? When somebody asks you, why are you studying English or why are you learning English? How can you respond when somebody asks you such question? You can say that I'm studying English because it's a global international language. And that is true. English is a global international language. It's spoken in many parts or in many countries of the world. We can say that I'm studying English because it's a good language. It's a competitive language on the marketplace. That is where I'm studying. So I want to be good at it so that I may get some job or I may be competing with other people. That is where I'm studying English. I want to use it in my business and talk to different people. Where are you studying English? I want to use it in my business and talk to different people. That is where I'm studying English so that I can communicate effectively when I travel or when I go abroad. That is where I'm studying English language. Sometimes when you travel outside, if you don't know the language, you get a lot of challenges. You don't know how to express yourself. But when you are good at a language, you are like somebody who is at home. You can express your ideas and feelings without getting stuck or without being awkward. I'm studying English because or so that I can talk to people from different countries or so that I can talk to different people from other countries. That is where I'm studying English. Or we can say this, I love learning new languages. I love learning new languages. That is where I'm studying English. I'm studying English so that I can be able to express myself at the immigration. That is where I'm studying it. Or we can say that I'm thinking of studying abroad. We've got a program of going outside and study, so you have to be good at a language so that it may help you to be familiar, to interact with some people wherever you will go. So when you speak English, it is a great opportunity to create more friendship, right? Because you are good at a language, you can talk to anybody, you can interact, you can express your ideas and your feelings without getting stuck. Great. The next question says, where did you study English or how did you study English? It's very powerful. Maybe that you are talking with somebody. Somebody has got a very strong accent, a high accent, a very impressive accent. Also, you are in the plan of studying the language. You want to be like that person. You can ask him, where did you study English? But the person has a certain level, an amazing level of the language. Where did you study English? Or how did you study? What techniques, what strategies did you use to have a certain level of English? But that is how you can ask, right? Accent matters a lot in the language. When you got a good accent, you impress people. People wish to be close to you, listen to you, to understand you, because you got a good accent. You can be good at a language, but the way you speak it does not impress everybody. It does not entice somebody. So when you talk, people wish to listen to you because you got a good accent. So when somebody asks you where or how did you study English, what techniques, what methodology, what strategies did you use to have such kind of level of English? You can respond by saying that I went to English speaking, or I went to English training centers. I went to English training centers. Mean that you went where English is taught. There are centers where they teach English, but I can tell somebody I went to English training centers. Or you can say I took classes for 2 years. That is why I have certain level of English. I did intensive courses. To have intensive courses means that it's to studying a lot of subjects in a short period of time. It's an accelerated program where you learn so many things. The most important ones in a language that can facilitate you to be good at a language and to express yourself without having any problem. Or can you say, where did you study English or how did you study English? I grew up in English-speaking countries. When you grow up in a country or countries where they speak English, it's a great opportunity. It's much easier for you to be good at a language. I grew up in an English-speaking country, or I grew up in English-speaking countries. Maybe you traveled a lot. You could encounter different people, so that is where you have a certain level of English. Great. I have been studying on my own. When somebody says, how did you study English? Where did you study English? I've been studying on my own. After getting a basic level, you can just try to do your personal research, right? Reading a lot, listening, right? So that you may become good at a language. I've been studying on my own. There are people become good at a language by teaching by themselves. When you got a basic level that can help you, you can start reading, listening, doing some stuff, right? That can help you to become good at a language. Great. I pick it up from movies, songs, and environments. Yeah, but when you watch movies if the movie that you like too much or listen to songs, right? You can learn, right? There are many ways that you can learn a new language, like songs, right? Watching a movie that I like so much. Maybe that I were living in an environment where that language is spoken too much. You can learn a lot from the environment. But that is informal. It's not an informal English. It's a pick up things, but that I pick from the environment, but it's not formal. But it can help you to talk to people, to express yourself. Even though it's not good for the training, but you can be good at English. But there are people who are good at a language, even though they have not gone to school, but they speak the language. Great. My friends taught me. Where did you study English or how did you study English? My friends taught me. When you spend a lot of time with your friends, you can learn much from them because there is no other language that your friends are speaking, right? You are speaking on the same language that can help you to be good at a language. That is how you can respond to such kind of questions. That's what I'm here to help you to be a good communicator, to be a good speaker. Do not be afraid of speaking. Don't be afraid of making mistakes when you are learning a new language. Everybody makes mistakes, including native speakers. Nobody is perfect. Trust yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. Be who you are. Practice the language. Great. When you don't have somebody to talk to, you can talk to yourself. It is possible. You don't need to have a native speaker around you to be able to speak and practice. You don't need that constant feedback, but you can practice on your own once you got a time. You have to do it. It's possible. Everything is possible if you are determined. Everything is decision making. When you decide to do what you want to do, becomes a part of your life. Great. You can say that I did a lot of practice with other friends who speak English very well. When I spend a lot of time with people who speak English very well, it's much easier. It's a great opportunity to help you to be good at a language because everybody you surround with speaks English. That can help you to become good at a language. Where did you study English? How do you study English? I did a lot of practice with other friends who speak English very well. That is great. Or you may say that I was submerged in an environment where English is fully spoken. I was submerged in an environment where English is fully spoken. When you spend a lot of time with people who speak the language, you have to learn, right? Even though you are not so intellectual, you are dancey. The more time that I spend with the people, the more you learn from them. To submerge into something, it means that to put all your efforts into doing a particular activities. When you submerge yourself into something, when you involve in that community, it's much easier to become good at a language. So, dear friends, I've covered some main parts about general questions that are used in asking questions in our daily life, in daily conversations. But what you have to do, you have to watch this video, listen to it very carefully, get a pen when there is a new word that I am not familiar with, that jot it down, write it down, right? And look it up in a dictionary once you get a time. That is how you can learn a language. You have to be curious, you have to be committed, you have to be motivated. Put a lot of effort into what you are doing. You are good at what you practice. Once you practice something so much, you become better at it. There's no shortcuts of learning a new language apart from speaking it. Don't let anybody deceive you that there is a shortcut. There is no shortcut about studying a new language. You only need to be engaged in the language. You have to be in that community, in that society. You have to practice as much as possible. Don't waste your time. Don't sit idle. Practice the language. The more time you spend with the language, the more it comes. Sometimes you start complaining, oh, my English is not coming, right? I've been studying for long, but I don't see any improvement. How much time do you spend with the language? If you spend a lot of time with the language, you would improve. But if you don't give it time, how do you expect a good result? You have to be committed. There are people who are committed to beginning and they are less committed to finishing. If you don't finish what you started, how are you expecting to get a better result? You should be committed in finishing than starting. Great. That is how you can learn a language. Be committed. Take action. When you want something, you have to take action, right? When you want to be good at a language, practice the language, and you will see a dramatic change. Great. So thank you so much. I wish you a great time, and I hope this, what I've spoken about, will that immensely help you to be good at asking questions. But I said last time that it's much easier to judge the mind of a man by his questions rather than his answers. Try and you will see the good result. Thank you so much. May God bless you and have a great time. And be positive in whatever you are doing. God bless you.